a fresh rubbish bag on the workbench, a new blade on the hobby knife, some cheap disposable nub removal blades, and the official trays of sorting Gunpla bits prepped and ready. This can mean only one thing. It's time for another Gunpla commission. Yeah! Hey everyone, it's Foxx from modelmaking.guru here, and we are back with another commission build diary. This time it's another Gundam. It's going to be the Destiny Gundam Extreme Blast Mode. Hoorah! More Gundams! I know I've been building a lot of Gundam lately, and I will continue to do so. I will get back to other stuff eventually, but right now, this is a commission. I'm not going to turn it down. So, and plus, I love building Gundams, so I'm equally, definitely twice as much not going to say no. This is the second time I'll have done this kit. You may have seen pictures on the Guru Facebook page before. The last time I did this kit, I didn't paint it, I just built it all, and then did some clay wash weathering on it. Just for a friend, it was a freebie. And it's a nice kit, I do like it. Some issues with hips, yeah, I know about that, but it's still brilliant. There are some issues with the inner frame, and I'll explain that in a moment. But this is going to be a special one. This is going to be, we're going to make the kit, fully paint and weather it, but it's not going to be in these colours. We're going to do the Heine Westenfluss colour scheme, which is basically replace all the blue with orange. I'm going to try and do some tests first. I'm going to try and recolour the pink effects parts to be more orange tone to match. So we're going to be recolouring it, paint, weather and everything else. I shall cut now and I will open the box and show you what is in the box. So what's in the box? Well, as you can see, I've opened everything out, so it's kind of a chaotic pile of what's in the box. All the standard fare. Polycaps. Lots of polycaps. We love polycaps. You have your armour parts, so you've got your blues. These are what are going to become orange when we paint them. Your reds, Gundam feet, lots of bits. The interesting thing on this kit is that the white parts are actually not white, they're like a warm off grey. Now I need to do some research into the Westenfluss armour because I'm not sure from the pictures I've got if it's white or off-white where the white parts would be. So I need to check that, because if not I'll have to make sure the colour is this sort of colour. I mean, this is kind of the colour my white comes out as when it's weathered anyway, but we'll see what we can do. We have an effect part, the beam shield. The worst colour in the world for Bandai plastic if you're not painting a kit is black, because it's evil. Luckily we're painting this kit. Lots of parts for the wings, and the shield there you can see, and the beam rifle, and some verniers for the wings. You know what colour they're going to be. They're so going to be gunmetal. And more armour parts. And then parts for the weapons. We have this rather odd looking green, which to me has a kind of real 1980s cheap plastic kit look to it. The colour, I don't mean the quality, I mean the colour. And the blue here for the big swordy thingy. Apologies if I don't know the names, I've not quite researched this one yet. And I've not got to this point in Gundam Seed Destiny Gundam. I'm going through actually Gundam Seed. I'll tell you what, I don't mind it, it's alright. It's a bit soap opera-y and there's a bit of nonsense going on, but I'm kind of enjoying it. I mean, Gundam Wing broke my brain after 6 episodes, but Gundam Seed, I'm getting through it. It's alright. I'm not minding it. Screw, random. Now, you may notice, I haven't actually shown you some inner frame parts yet, and I'll show you why. Let me just move this box and we'll have a look. Now, there are other inner frame parts, but this is just a comparison I want to show you. This is one of the inner frame sprues, trees. You can see it's just silver coloured plastic. It's not painted, it's not plated, it's just silver coloured plastic. Reminds me a lot of Tamiya model car kits from many years ago. Nice, I can paint that, no problem. The problem is the other sprue. This stuff. It's the mechie plating that I can't stand. I mean, it looks brilliant, it looks fantastic. But as soon as you take a knife to that finish and cut it off the sprue, you'll have a nub. And if I remember rightly, the plastic underneath is like a dark grey or black. So you basically have this nice mechie plated surface with a big black splodge in the middle. And the difficulty with mechie plating is you can't just paint over it. Paint does not want to adhere to it because it's so smooth. You could prime it and paint it and you might still find the stuff comes off. So when it comes to this stuff, painting it is not really an option unless you strip all the paint off first and then you've got bare plastic. Now, the way I work my commissions is that I will quote a price and then we'll have a discussion. You know, if that's maybe a bit high for you, we can work out some areas where I can do maybe something different to save some cost for you, the client. What I've decided with, or we've had conversations about with this commission, is that instead of, I'm not going to be stripping off this mechy plating and repainting it completely. What I'm going to do is basically get these off the sprue, try and hide the nubs as best I can with painting and weathering, like just touching in with maybe chrome silver or something similar. And to be honest, once it's weathered, they will become a bit less noticeable anyway. And also, I'll be painting this sprue up, obviously, but I'll be painting it up to match this, because this is kind of similar to the effect, if you watch my Freedom Gundam, it's kind of similar to the effect I got with the Tamiya colours, the chrome silver, gunmetal, and Tamiya smoke. So what I'm hoping is that this will come out looking very similar to this, and that any nub marks on here, because there will be a few, I've seen this kit built and I know there are a few, will be not so drastic. They'll be hidden by weathering and other things. So it should still look awesome. It's just, you know, for the purists, they'll be like, oh my god, there's a nub mark, and I'll be like, oh my god, don't be a rivet counter. It's not the end of the world. You know, I say I've seen this kit, I've built this kit unpainted, and I didn't do anything with the nub marks on these parts in the other one I built, and it still looked fine. So, because you're drawn by the fact that there's this big ass Gundam, not that there's a little tiny nub mark on one leg. So that should come out looking fine. Two other things in this kit that are interesting. We have these absolutely gorgeous effect parts for the wings. These are absolutely brilliant. Now, there's two reasons why I'm not going to be doing anything with these. I'm not going to be including them in the kit. The customer's happy with this. I'm actually sending everything I've not used back to the client anyway. And you can actually put these in later on if you wanted to. Because I'm going to be repainting the clear parts or the effect parts in an orange tone, I don't know if it's going to work, so I'm going to do some tests on some spare beam sabers I've got and see what happens when I spray the sparkly pink parts with clear orange or something similar. These wings, as you can see, have a really gorgeous iridescent effect, and there's kind of a pattern in there. It's not just pink, it's all like striated and it's got a nice pattern to it. I don't know what would happen if I painted these. They might just come out bright orange and that's it, which would look a bit rubbish. It would lose all that effect. And I also haven't actually seen really many or any pictures of Westenfluss Destiny with this going on. They're just the standard wings like that, but no effect part. So in this build, I'm not going to be using these. I just wanted to show them to you because they are beautiful. And if you're making this kit in the standard Destiny colours, stick these on. They look fantastic. They make the kit look gorgeous. It'll certainly stand out on your shelf. So those are the gorgeous, gorgeous effect parts for the wings. Last of all, last thing you get in this kit, you get these clear parts for the figures, for Yamato and the other one whose name I can't remember. Brilliant, because I've forgotten already. Who is it? I've forgotten. I can't remember now. Anyway, you get the two pilot figures, a couple of backpacks, and they're really sweet. They're 1/20th scale, if I remember correctly. They're kind of this weird, slightly squidgy plastic. Squidgy. Slightly soft and squashy. And then we have some effects parts for the boomerangs, which are the things on the shoulder, you'll see, and the effect part for the hand, because you can have this blast coming out from his hand. But I'm not sure what we're going to do with those, if they're just being... Because these are supposed to be almost... They're like movement lines. They're supposed to be clear and not painted. It's not like an exhaust from a thing. It's supposed to be like a swoosh, swoosh, like a... You know what I mean? Like, you know, you throw something and it goes a... Like, you know what I mean? It's quite a good idea of them to do that, basically. And you have some parts for the wings if you put the effect part in. And trust me, last time I made this, I dropped one of these clear parts. And you know, like when you drop a part on the carpet and you go, oh my god, and you can't find it, and then you eventually find it, usually by standing on it. Try dropping a clear part on a really thick carpet. It's the worst. It is the worst. Anyway, so yeah, that's all the parts. Quickly on to the destructions, as you've always seen me show. Nothing unusual here at all. Standard Bandai instructions, breakdown of all the parts, tells you which bits are polystyrene, which bits are ABS, so I have to watch that because I don't want to be dissolving parts with the paints. And then on to the construction itself, and it's all fairly straightforward. It's all in Japanese as always, but there's plenty of little symbols and explanations. You've got the usual thing of information in the middle that I can't read a word about, which is brilliant. What is his name? It's Yamato, and the other guy who's his friend, and then the enemies, but the friends. I don't even know if it's that character actually. I could be wrong. I can't remember. I'm only so far into the actual Gundam Seed, and I don't know if this is Gundam Seed Destiny or Gundam Seed. You can tell I'm not, as I've always said, I love Gunpla. I'm just not that knowledgeable about the anime. But I'm learning. So, more destructions, more wings. Now, I do remember about this build that it's one of those builds that even when you're building it straight out of the box and not painting it, it's really quite enjoyable. But there's so much to do that by the end of it, you really are like, I've had enough now. Can we be the last thing I have to build? Now, I'm acutely aware that this will be intensified even more by the fact I've got to paint all these parts. But I don't mind doing that. That's brilliant. So I'm hoping I don't. It's kind of a fatigue. It's like a weapons fatigue. There's an old joke about Gunpla that you get weapons fatigue. You know, you make the Gundam, it's brilliant, and you love it, and then you've got like 10 weapons to make, and you think, oh, I'm kind of done now. I don't want to make those. So, you know, that can set in with this kit, just because there's so much to make and do. And there's so many black parts and dark blue parts and the metallic parts that you've got to be really careful with nubs. So it can be quite a tiring build. It's a fun build, but it can be quite exhausting and tiring. So we shall have to keep myself amused while we do this. And then last of all, now we'll look at the decals that come with the kit. These are the usual dry rubs, stickers, and foil stickers. We're not using those. Well, I tell a lie. I always tell a lie. We'll use those and the cameras. That's it. That's all we need. Instead of that, I have, for once, the actual Gundam decal, Bandai Gundam decal set. All water slides. You have the gold and the grey for the wing, the colour designs. Brilliant. I love these. They are really nice decals. I've never had a problem with Bandai's water slides. They're really, really nice. I also have from Samuel Decal, a web address here, a set of water slides. The only reason I really got these, or the client wanted me to get these, is for the some of the bits you can't see on camera because they're white. But they're going to go on the stand. It says, I can't remember, I can't actually read it myself because it's white. But it basically says Gundam Destiny, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to go on the base. So we've got the Samuel Decal decals. These are going to be all the ones that go on the kit themselves. I may use some of the dry rubs. It depends. It depends. But the good thing with the Samuel Decal ones is we have lots of little caution stickers, markings as well. So I may actually add some of them to the kit. I already have them all in the Bandai set, but there's never any harm in adding extra water slide decals and caution markings. And last of all, I have, if you saw my Facebook page, that enormous box that turned up from Hobby Link Japan was just these four. And these are just generic lettering, numbering, and some generic warning and caution stickers. All I'm going to use these for is to write Heine Westenfluss on the display base. We've got a plan. Me and the client, we've got a plan for the display base. It's going to look kick-ass if I can do it. So all I'm going to use is the lettering on these, but then it does leave me with a whole load of really cool sort of warning stickers and things. In not very good English. It's in really good Japanese, badly translated English. It's brilliant. I think I put a picture up on the Facebook page. So we got those. So that is going to be it. That is going to be the Destiny Gundam Heine Westenfluss colours. I've kind of rattled through this really fast because I don't want a big long what's in the box episode. It's going to take me quite a while because I built this one before and I know what's involved, and it is quite a fiddly build, so I'm going to have lots of parts. But we'll see how it goes. I'll do my usual commission build diary where I just give you 4 or 5 update videos as I'm going along. I'm not going to show you the whole build like I did with the Freedom because that was just for me. As I've always said, commission builds demand my absolute attention, so I can't be filming what I'm doing all the time because that's too much of a distraction. So just be the little updates as we go along to let you see where I'm up to in the process. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Do stay tuned for the next one. I'll get that up as soon as I do some more work. I tend to do my commission work on weekdays and my non-commission work, my own stuff, at the weekend. So I don't know when the next one will be. I've absolutely babbled non-stop in this episode because I'm quite tired today. I'm always quite tired. Maybe I should go and see a doctor. Maybe I've got, like, I don't know, a disease or something. I'm always quite tired. I'm distracted because I thought about curry earlier on, and now I'm ordering a curry for my dinner, and now I'm just thinking about lamb, Rogan Josh, chicken chat, mango lassi. Oh, I've got to go now. Bye.